Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm pleased to have you here today. Today, we'll be exploring the important topic of quality control procedures in tablets manufacturing and packaging. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I hold a PhD in this field. Over the course of this presentation, we'll cover key aspects of QC processes, standards, and best practices that ensure the quality and safety of tablet products. Let's get started and delve into these essential procedures. Let's take a closer look at the purpose and scope of quality control in the pharmaceutical industry. The main goal of QC is to ensure that every drug product we develop and produce is safe, of high quality, and effective for patients. This means rigorous testing and monitoring to prevent any contamination, mix-ups, or deviations during manufacturing. It's about making sure that what reaches the patient meets all safety standards. Additionally, QC helps us validate that we're complying with strict regulatory norms set by agencies like the FDA, EMA, and WHO GMP. These standards are there to protect public health and ensure consistency across the industry. Now, when we talk about the scope of QC, it's quite comprehensive. It covers everything from raw materials, the ingredients that go into our drugs, to in-process controls during manufacturing. We also look at finished products before they reach the market, making sure they meet all quality criteria. And finally, packaging components are included, because proper packaging is essential to maintain product integrity throughout its shelf life. Overall, the purpose and scope of QC are fundamental to the entire pharmaceutical process, ensuring that every step aligns with safety, quality, and regulatory standards to deliver reliable medicines to patients worldwide. Let's take a closer look at some of the key regulatory guidelines that shape our industry. First, we have the ICH guidelines, Q7, Q8, Q9, and Q10, which focus on quality management systems. These are essential for ensuring consistent product quality and continuous improvement. Moving on, the FDA's 21 CFR Parts 210 and 211 set the standards for good manufacturing practices, or GMP, specifically for finished pharmaceuticals. They emphasize strict control over manufacturing processes to ensure safety and efficacy. Then, there are the EMA guidelines, which outline principles for quality assurance and control, helping us maintain high standards across the board. And we shouldn't forget the WHO GMP annexes, which provide inspection and testing standards to ensure global compliance. Now, beyond these guidelines, there are key focus areas that are critical in our daily operations. Documentation is vital. Accurate and thorough records support compliance and traceability. Validation is another cornerstone. It ensures our processes deliver consistent results. Sampling and testing frequency are also crucial. They determine how often we check our products to maintain quality. Lastly, stability criteria help us understand how products behave over time, ensuring they remain safe and effective throughout their shelf life. All these guidelines and focus areas are interconnected and aligned with our overall goal: to uphold the highest standards of quality and safety in our pharmaceutical products. Let's take a closer look at the QC organizational structure. At the top, we have the QC department roles, which are essential for maintaining quality standards. The department is led by the QC head or manager, who oversees all activities and ensures that everything runs smoothly. Supporting them are the analytical chemists, who perform detailed testing and analysis of raw materials and finished products. Then, we have the microbiology specialists, responsible for ensuring our products meet microbiological safety standards. Stability officers manage stability testing to confirm our products remain effective over time. Finally, documentation control ensures that all records are accurate, organized, and compliant with regulations. Now, an important aspect of this structure is the interaction between departments. Quality control doesn't work in isolation. It closely collaborates with QA, or quality assurance, to ensure policies are followed. QC also interacts with production to address any issues that arise during manufacturing. And of course, Regulatory affairs plays a vital role in making sure our products meet all regulatory requirements. This interconnected teamwork is key to maintaining high-quality standards across the entire organization and supporting our overall quality management system. Now, let's talk about raw material inspection and testing. This is a crucial step to ensure the quality of our raw materials before they go into production. First, we need to verify the identity of the materials, which we typically do using techniques like FTIR, UV, or chromatography. These methods help us confirm that the material is exactly what it's supposed to be. Next is purity. We need to check that impurity levels are within the limits specified by pharmacopoeia standards, ensuring the material won't introduce any unwanted contaminants. We also evaluate the physicochemical properties, which include parameters like melting point, pH, or solubility, to confirm consistency and quality. Another important aspect is microbial limits, especially for excipients. We want to make sure they meet safety standards by testing for microbial contamination. For example, we often use HPLC to assay the active pharmaceutical ingredient, or API, to determine its concentration accurately. And before releasing a batch, FTIR is frequently used for identity verification, ensuring everything matches the expected profile. All these checks are vital to maintain the integrity of our product and to ensure safety and efficacy for the end user. Let's talk about in-process control, or IPC, which is a crucial part of ensuring quality during manufacturing. The main purpose of IPC is to detect any deviations or issues early on, so we can make adjustments before the final product is made. It helps us maintain consistency and meet quality standards throughout the process. Some of the key parameters we monitor include blend uniformity, which ensures that all ingredients are evenly distributed, granule size distribution, important for consistent tablet formation, moisture content, which affects stability and tablet integrity, and tablet hardness, to confirm that the tablets will withstand handling but still disintegrate properly. For example, after the compression stage, we might perform a dissolution test. This test helps us verify that the tablet will release the active ingredient at the right rate, ensuring proper bioavailability. Overall, IPC is all about catching potential problems early, maintaining quality, and ensuring that the final product performs as intended. It connects directly to our goal of delivering safe, effective, and reliable medications to patients. Let's take a closer look at the analytical methods and validation processes that are fundamental to ensuring quality in pharmaceutical analysis. When we talk about types of analytical tests, we typically use techniques like HPLC, which is high-performance liquid chromatography, and GC, or gas chromatography. These methods are essential for separating and identifying compounds. We also utilize FTIR and UV-vis spectrophotometry, which help us analyze molecular structures and quantify substances based on light absorption. Additionally, dissolution and disintegration tests are crucial for assessing how a drug releases its active ingredients in the body. Moving on to validation parameters, which are outlined in ICH Q2 guidelines, these are critical to confirm that our methods are reliable and reproducible. Key parameters include accuracy, which tells us how close our measurements are to the true value, and precision, which ensures consistency across repeated tests. Specificity is about the method's ability to measure the analyte without interference from other substances. Linearity assesses whether the response is proportional to the concentration within a certain range. Robustness evaluates how small changes in method conditions affect results, and detection and quantitation limits define the smallest amount we can reliably detect or measure. To bring this all together, let me give you an example: validating an HPLC method for impurity profiling of an antibiotic API. This process involves thoroughly testing the method's accuracy, precision, specificity, and other parameters to ensure it can reliably identify and quantify impurities. This kind of validation is essential because it guarantees the quality, safety, and efficacy of the pharmaceutical product before it reaches patients. In summary, these analytical methods and validation parameters are the backbone of quality control in pharmaceuticals. They help us ensure that every product meets stringent standards and is safe for use. Let's take a closer look at the specifications and acceptance criteria. When setting specifications, it's crucial to base them on recognized standards like the pharmacopoeia, whether USB, EP, or IP. These provide a solid scientific foundation and ensure consistency. Additionally, specifications must meet regulatory requirements, but they should also be supported by scientific rationale to justify their relevance and practicality. For example, in the specification table, you'll see how these criteria are outlined clearly. The key points are that specifications are not arbitrary. They are grounded in established pharmacopoeia standards and tailored to meet regulatory expectations. This helps ensure the quality, safety, and efficacy of the product. Remember, setting precise specifications is essential for quality control and for passing acceptance testing. It ties back to our overall goal of delivering a safe, effective product to patients. So, always align your specifications with these core principles, based on authoritative pharmacopoeias and scientific reasoning, to support a robust quality framework. Let's talk about out-of-specification, or OOS, results. These are results that fall outside the predefined acceptance criteria. When we encounter OOS results, the regulatory expectation is clear. We need to investigate the cause thoroughly. This often involves conducting a root cause analysis, or RCA, to identify exactly what led to the deviation. Once we've pinpointed the root cause, the next step is to implement preventive and corrective actions, known as CAPA, to address the issue and prevent it from happening again. To illustrate this, consider a case example. We observed OOS dissolution values, which initially raised concern. Upon investigation, we found that the cause was improper paddle speed calibration. The solution was to recalibrate the equipment and retrain the operator to ensure proper procedures are followed moving forward. This process highlights the importance of a systematic approach, investigating thoroughly, analyzing the root cause, and applying effective CAPA to maintain quality and compliance throughout our operations. Now, let's take a closer look at packaging material QC. When we talk about checks for packaging components, there are several key aspects to focus on. First, we need to verify the identity of printing inks. Ensuring the correct inks are used is crucial for both branding and safety reasons. Next, we assess barrier properties, such as those in blister foil and LDPE. This helps us confirm that the packaging can effectively protect the product from moisture, oxygen, or other external factors. Seal integrity is another vital point. Making sure the seals are secure and intact prevents contamination and maintains product quality. Label accuracy is also essential, as it guarantees that all labeling information is correct, clear, and compliant with regulations. For example, a common test we perform is a leak test on blister packs, which uses a pressure decay method. This process helps us detect any leaks or weaknesses in the packaging, ensuring the product is well protected until it reaches the consumer. Overall, these checks are fundamental in maintaining packaging quality, which directly impacts product safety and efficacy, aligning with our overall goal of delivering safe, reliable products to our customers. Now, let's take a look at the finished product QC, or quality control. This is where we ensure that every batch meets the necessary standards before it reaches the market. The key tests we perform are critical for confirming product quality and safety. First is potency, or assay, which verifies that the active ingredient is present at the correct level. Next, we check content uniformity, making sure each unit contains the right amount consistently. Dissolution testing is also essential. It confirms that the product releases its active ingredient properly. Microbial limits are tested to ensure the product is free from harmful microorganisms, and for sterile products, sterility testing is crucial to confirm no microbial contamination exists. To give you a practical example, our batch release checklist might show that the assay, microbiology, and stability tests all pass successfully. When these key tests are completed and the results are satisfactory, we can confidently release the batch. This process is vital because it ensures that every product delivered to patients is safe, effective, and of consistent quality, tying back to our overall commitment to quality assurance throughout the manufacturing process. Now, let's talk about stability testing and shelf life, which are crucial for ensuring product quality over time. According to the ICH Q1A-R regulation, stability testing involves specific protocols to assess how a product maintains its quality during storage. We typically perform two main types of stability testing: long-term testing, which is usually conducted at 25 degrees Celsius with 60% relative humidity, and accelerated testing, which is done at 40 degrees Celsius with 75% relative humidity. The key outputs from these tests help us determine important factors like the shelf life of the product and the appropriate storage conditions. For example, data gathered from 6 months of accelerated testing can support a shelf life of up to 24 months under normal storage conditions. This process is essential because it ensures that our products remain safe and effective throughout their intended shelf life, giving confidence to both manufacturers and consumers. Remember, proper stability testing connects directly to maintaining quality and compliance in our overall product development. Let's talk about documentation and record keeping. This is a critical area in ensuring quality and compliance. Core documents include SOPs, which are our standard operating procedures, test records that document the results of our testing, calibration logs to keep track of equipment accuracy, and deviation or OOS records that capture any out-of-specification events. It's essential that these documents meet regulatory requirements, meaning they must be complete, accurate, traceable, and easily retrievable. This helps us maintain transparency and accountability throughout our processes. For example, when choosing between electronic and paper records, it's important to consider how audit trails are maintained. Electronic records often have built-in audit trails that automatically track changes, making it easier to ensure data integrity. Overall, good documentation practices are the backbone of compliance and quality assurance, enabling us to verify and reproduce our work whenever needed. Now, let's take a closer look at quality audits and self-inspections, which are essential tools for maintaining our standards. There are several types of audits to consider. First, we have internal audits, which are conducted by our own team to ensure ongoing compliance and identify areas for improvement. Then, there are external audits, which might be performed by regulators or clients to verify that we meet external standards and requirements. Additionally, supplier audits are crucial to assess the quality and compliance of our suppliers' processes and products. When conducting these audits, our focus areas are key. We need to ensure strict compliance with standard operating procedures, or SOPs, because they form the backbone of our consistent practices. GMP adherence is also critical. This means following good manufacturing practices to ensure product quality and safety. Calibration and validation are other focus points. They help us confirm that our equipment and processes are functioning correctly and consistently. Now, if we identify any issues during these audits, it's important to take corrective actions. We document these actions in CAPA logs, corrective and preventive action logs, which serve as a record of what needs to be fixed and how. Follow-up verification then ensures that the corrective measures have been effective and that the issues have been resolved properly. Overall, these audits and inspections are vital for continuous improvement and maintaining the integrity of our quality systems. They help us stay compliant, identify risks early, and ensure that we deliver safe, high-quality products to our customers. Let's take a moment to summarize the key takeaways. Quality control, or QC, plays a crucial role in ensuring that our products meet both quality standards and regulatory requirements. By catching deviations early, we can prevent potential product failures, which is essential for maintaining trust and compliance. Clear documentation and robust procedures are the backbone of compliant manufacturing processes. They help us stay organized and ensure consistency across production. Now, moving to best practices, I want to emphasize the importance of regular training for personnel. Keeping our team well-trained ensures everyone understands their roles and the latest protocols. Implementing automation for testing can enhance accuracy and efficiency, reducing human error. And finally, adopting risk-based approaches, like those outlined in ICH Q9, allows us to prioritize areas that need the most attention, making our quality management more effective and proactive. Altogether, these points reinforce our overall goal: maintaining high quality, compliant products through diligent practices and continuous improvement. For further support, please contact us. If you have any questions or need additional information, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help ensure you have everything you need to succeed. Thank you so much for your time and attention today.